let me introduce our guest, and then we've got a surprise at the end. So we've got Matthew and Audrey. They're both with the YMCA, and I didn't know whether we should sing the YMCA song or not, but I thought, well, maybe that wouldn't be right. So anyway, why don't you guys come up and tell them all about the YMCA. Let me make sure the mic's on.
I could have danced.
Yeah, I know.
This one on too. We can take it out.
Hello.
There you go.
Hi, everyone. We are really happy to be here today. Thank you so much for the invitation and having us out. Like you said, we are with the YMCA of Greater San Antonio. My name is Audrey. I'm the Director of Senior Services. I've been here at the San Antonio Association for a year. I've been with the YMCA in total almost 5 years. And then I'll let Matthew introduce himself. You have
Thank you. So my name is Matthew Ramirez, and I'm the Director of Learning and Development for the YMCA. I've been here for about 4 years in August, but prior to this, I was an early childhood educator for 15 years. I know how to handle any behavior problems, so keep it together, please. Like I said, I currently work for the Y, but if y'all are hiring here, I like it. This is great. So, but thank you so much for having us here. I was talking to the Eagle table here. I have close connections with the military. My wife's family, both of her parents were in the Air Force, as well as her aunt, and her grandfather is 98, and he was in the Air Force as well. So thank you for your service and your sacrifice for all your families. We really appreciate everything you do and everything you did.
All right, so just to kind of break down of our presentation today, I'm going to speak a little bit to the history of the YMCA as a brand in the world. And then Matthew is going to speak to the history here in San Antonio. So with the YMCA, show of hands, how many people have participated at the YMCA in some way?
Wow.
Would someone like to share, would you like to share how you were involved with the YMCA in the blue?
The blue.
Go to the family camps.
Okay.
We would attend the family camps, and my husband once had a very beautiful note written to him by one of the Y people saying that they had observed him picking up trash. And he has been religious about doing that. He does that here at the Ark also.
That's nice. So how many people learned how to swim at the YMCA? That's awesome. And that's because it's such an important skill, obviously huge life-saving skill. So that is a big initiative with all the YMCAs in the country. So is this a clicker?
Mm-hmm. I think down.
Okay. All right, so we got a few slides on the history. So in 1844, the first YMCA was established in London. It was in June by this man, Mr. George Williams, and 11 of his friends. It was designed to offer Bible study, prayer, and a positive alternative to vices of the city streets. Strapping man. I know that's small print. In 1851, the movement crossed the Atlantic. The first North American branch was actually in Montreal, and then America shortly after in Boston. So you'll see there, I can read it says, this sea captain and 6 of his colleagues found the first YMCA in a church in Boston. Now in 1859, we have the first actual building in Baltimore. So even today, there's some YMCAs that don't necessarily, they may just be an office building. So not all YMCAs are a place, storefront, people that, with space for people to go in and do activities. And then in 1869 was actually the first building constructed as a gym in Washington, D.C., San Francisco, and New York. So I love in this image, I know it's really hard to see, but there's this guy doing like this side stand off a ladder, you know, like 20 feet in the air. I don't know how real that is. But good for him. Good for him. I wonder if that's my last slide on this. Okay. So a few little quick facts before I hand it over. So in the 20th century, the wartime efforts, the YMCA was instrumental in supporting troops, distributing care packages, and creating social centers during both World Wars. In 1967, the organization mandated a ban on all racial discrimination. And then not long after that, the YMCA shifted its focus to become family-oriented, admitting women and girls to full memberships and focusing heavily on children's athletics and day camp programs. Now, women were there in the YMCA as staff from almost the beginning, but as full memberships, that did not happen until late 20th century. Can you believe that? It's crazy. And so, in today, partnership with organizations like the CDC position the Y as the nationwide leader in combating childhood obesity and chronic disease. And the Y operates one of the largest nonprofits in the world, heavily focusing on early childhood education, swimming instruction, and community outreach. Keep wanting to give you my mic.
No, awesome. So one of the facts that Audrey mentioned was about, you know, it wasn't that far back where it was just young white men who were Christian entering our facilities. But just like that change happened, we are still consistently changing to meet the needs of our community. A lot of you raised your hands that you said that you had been impacted by the YMCA or had participated in a program or an event held by the YMCA. But you have probably also done something that is tied with the YMCA, and we're going to get into that in just a little bit. So the YMCA is a global movement. You can see up here on the screen, we are in over 120 countries around the world. And just like our facilities here in San Antonio, the programs change depending on where we are in the city, depending on what that community needs. These programs and what their goals and what they're striving for changes depends on their borders as well. For example, we currently have branches in Ukraine and Russia. And they are really not focused on Toys for Tots this December or our Turkey Trot in November. They do teach their members about first aid and CPR and AED training. They also help them with IED detection, not going near it, but how to find IEDs and avoid them. So we're really there to meet the needs of the community wherever it is. And we are still trying to make our way into those other countries that are in the dark blue section. It's a little bit tougher. You can kind of see geographically why that might be a struggle with what the YMCA represents and what their leadership represents. It's a little bit harder, but we are definitely still trying to make an impact in those areas around the world. So a couple of fun facts. This is what I wanted to go back to a little bit. If you didn't think you have been touched or if you've been a part of a program of the YMCA, you probably have. If you've ever stepped onto a basketball court, basketball was invented at the YMCA in 1891. That's that top left picture up there. Very soon after that, the game of volleyball was created at the YMCA. You see that one in 1895. And then how many racquetball? Y'all got racquetball here? No? Ooh, we're pickleball masters, but we didn't invent pickleball, but we definitely invented racquetball in 1950. So there's a couple of fun facts. We were also the first organization in the United States to incorporate ESL classes, so English as a second language, to help people who spoke German at a certain time in certain parts of the country so that they could receive an education and not be limited by that language barrier. All right, so this is a very short video about the history of the YMCA of Greater San Antonio. If you weren't aware, we just celebrated our 150th birthday on June 6th last month. The YMCA of the USA is a little bit older. They just celebrated their 175th birthday, but this is about what we've done here in San Antonio.
Founded in London in 1844, the YMCA began as a refuge for young men seeking a better life during the Industrial Revolution. With a mission to foster a healthy spirit, mind, and body, the YMCA quickly expanded across the globe, becoming a beacon of community, education, and physical well-being. It's here that basketball was born, and countless lives were transformed through service and outreach. And in 1876, this spirit of service and community arrived in San Antonio as the city's first service organization. And by 1907, the YMCA of Greater San Antonio built its first dedicated facility. Over the decades, the Y expanded throughout Greater San Antonio, adapting to the needs of a growing community. From pioneering swim lessons in 1912 to opening the Alamo Branch YMCA in 1944, the Y became a cornerstone of our community. Through the 1970s and beyond, we expanded our reach with programs like the Youth Basketball Association and Healthy Kids Day, empowering thousands of local youth. Additionally, we enhanced our offerings with robust senior programs, wellness, nutrition, and mental health programs available to every generation. As we forged ahead, we continued our legacy of service by expanding our community engagement, partnerships, and modernizing 12 branches across Greater San Antonio. We continue to uphold the YMCA's legacy of service, bringing wellness, community engagement, and joy to all. Today, we celebrate our rich history filled with cherished memories, significant milestones, and extraordinary experiences, and honor the countless individuals whose lives have been enriched by our programs. We are excited to share that since 1876, the YMCA of Greater San Antonio has impacted over 3.5 million lives, and we are just getting started. As we look to the future, we are committed to empowering a stronger, healthier, and more connected community for everyone, no matter who they are or where they're from, for a better us. Join us as we build momentum toward our historic milestone in 2026. The YMCA of Greater San Antonio's 150th anniversary celebration, uniting generations.
So this September, we're actually going to be having our happy birthday party, where we're going to be bringing a lot of the San Antonio community together to celebrate this really, really great milestone.
Founded in London.
There we go. So just a couple more facts about our branches or about our organization here in San Antonio. There will be, I put the 12 up there, but we have 11 active branches. I'm going to talk about the 12 in just a bit. We have 2 early learning centers, one of which is tied next to Haven for Hope, which is downtown. If you're not familiar with Haven for Hope, they take in a lot of people who are unhoused right now. They help single parents acquire some of those benefits that they are entitled to through the government. And while those parents are going through that process and getting housing, while they're getting help with jobs, they might be getting help with their physical or mental well-being. The YMCA is right next door, taking care of their children. They're in a classroom environment, they're learning, they're engaging with others while their parents are taking care of what needs to be taken care of. Our Roberts Ranch location is up in Comfort. It's 11,000 acres of just natural Texas beauty. We have a beautiful facility that we've just revamped with paved walkways so that anybody who wants to participate and learn about nature, who wants to get out in the outdoors, they can do that. And even though we are out in nature, there's no physical barriers to stop anybody from going out there and enjoying that facility. Our day camp currently serves over 1,600 participants, and our after-school program currently serves over 5,000. Our sports program this year has served over 17,000 young children and adults, and in total, we've had 83,529 people join the YMCA of Greater San Antonio. If you were not aware, we've also partnered with the San Antonio Food Bank. So 3 of our branches every quarter, I believe, or once a month, they will host a food drive. And so all of our staff come together at those branches. We block off half the parking lots, and a ton of people from across San Antonio show up to receive help and assistance from the YMCA and the San Antonio Food Bank. And this one's really, really great. We've been able to provide over almost $2 million in scholarships and financial assistance. What this is not really for educational purposes. This is for those people in the community who can't afford to go to Gold's Gym or LA Fitness or be a part of a great organization like this, where those amenities are provided to you. We don't want the price of our memberships to stop anybody from being able to get healthy, either through their spirit, mind, or body. So those scholarships, that number is what we've given back to the community so that those people can be a part of our organization. She mentioned safety around water or swim classes, and I know some of you took them, but last year we had a record-breaking over 1,600 children graduate from the safety around water classes. So that's over 1,600 potential lives that we've helped to protect, either in a swimming pool or at the beach or at a lake. But we're very proud of that, and that number looks like we're going to surpass that this year. That number 12 branch that I mentioned to you, there has been a little bit of advertising for it. This is something we're very proud of. We have partnered with the Hartman family at Morgan's Wonderland, and we will be building the first ultra-inclusive YMCA in the nation at Morgan's Wonderland. You've probably seen the structure coming up. It's right next to Hero Stadium. We've already taken over their adaptive sports program, and we want to provide a place for anyone in our community, whether they're living with disabilities or their family members would like to go and get healthy, either through spirit, mind, and body. They can come here and exercise and work out together and be a part of all of those programs together, so that nobody feels that they can't take part in a sport like basketball or swimming or anything like that. So this will be opening up in January, I believe, but we're already hiring the staff, we're already training the staff, we're working with Morgan's Wonderland so that we can provide those new members with all of the needs that they might require. But we're also educating our staff from all of our branches so that if you don't live close to Morgan's Wonderland or you don't have a way to get there, you can still receive those programs and a staff that's well trained to manage those needs at all of our branches as well.
And I'm back. So as I mentioned, I am my title is Director of Senior Services. So my department focuses on providing programs and services for our active older adults, which is the AOA acronym. Forever Well is the coined term for the YMCA. So it might be on the next slide, I won't say. So some of the programming that the major programming we do is group exercise classes. And that is all across the board. It's not just about weight training, strength training. Tai Chi is probably the most popular. And it's the hardest for us to find instructors to teach. So we do our best there. But there's a range of group exercise classes that are adapted, lower, no impact type things, which I love too because I had bad knees, but just a lower intensity so everyone can come in and feel comfortable, whether it's their first day or whether there's not into a higher intensity type class. So learning opportunities and art classes. We do healthy living programming and seminars that touch on why diabetes prevention, why weight loss, which it's more about teaching how to, just live healthier and eat healthier and pinpoint foods that you should and shouldn't be purchasing. We have teaching kitchens. So there are actually, I should know the number of YMCAs that have a kitchen in them, but we do have a number of branches where we actually hold teaching sessions and healthy meals and can actually do that right there at the YMCA. And then our social connection, which is probably, depending on our branch, the most popular. We do things just to get people together to help prevent or just reduce social isolation. We do a lot of luncheons, potlucks, birthday events. A lot of our branches have monthly birthdays and celebrate all July babies. This is your day. And even dances. I think the most recent, we've had proms. There was a dance in the spring, March, I think, was the spring fling out of our Mays family YMCA at Petrenko. So there's a lot of really great things we do. It's not just about coming in and, okay, go get your cardio exercise. It's just about coming in and connecting. It's also about coming and connecting. I don't know if I have this upside down. Okay. All right, so the major reason, the why do we make sure that this is a focus of our YMCA? The demand for social connection, it continues to grow, and being around other people, getting to socialize, it improves mental health. You're getting up doing stuff, so that physical activity aspects in there. The relationships strengthen, and you just feel more connected and more involved, and usually getting more involved in your community. So we do actually do survey slash health assessments to kind of judge and gauge the impact we have. And over 90% of the adults we surveyed indicated an improvement in their health. And that's just from being, again, that could be anything. It could be coming to classes. It's all our programming. Coming in, sitting with the table of friends and playing Rummy Cube or Mahjong, all the stuff that we provide. Over 98% reported an increase in their mental well-being, and over 90 improvement in their social well-being and feeling of connectedness. So one thing I wanted to mention, a big part of my department is we have a partnership with the city of San Antonio, and we lead majority of their group fitness classes in the senior centers. So that's another way we try to, be involved in the community, give back, and make sure that we're fitting the needs of the community. All right. And I'm going to let Matthew take it. As you can tell, he's the experienced public speaker and much better than I am. So if we have any questions, raise your hand.
I just pretend all of you are like second graders and it works really well.
Okay.
Anyone? Yes, ma'am.
Why no mention of the YWCA?
Oh, the YWCA. So they do a lot of great programs as well. They are a separate entity than the YMCA. We do kind of cross over occasionally. We do provide assistance, not just here in San Antonio, but also across the nation. But very much like us, they're putting together their own programs. They're building their own, new branches. They're doing a lot of separate things. Yes, they are fully.
Repeat the question. Somebody.
So she just asked about the YWCA, so the Young Women's Christian Association, and it's like our sister organization, and they provide a lot of those same services as well.
Other questions, guys? Barb?
So the YMCA began as lodging for young men. Do they still provide lodging in some locations, or has that kind of transitioned away?
So the first one started in London. They started it as a means George started it as a means to provide young men with something to do in the evenings, because after long days in the factories in London, and you get your your coins or your money, whatever you get, right away, there's not a whole lot to do in some of those areas or other than get in trouble. And so he started a prayer group for those evenings, and that's where it kind of originated. It did provide housing. Actually, here in San Antonio, the first thing the YMCA did was to provide housing for the cowboys and the railroad workers here in San Antonio. So they are doing that. One way that we've maintained that promise to the community is through our programs like Haven for Hope. So those who are in need of a place to stay, we can provide that if the rooms are available. Unfortunately, the size of that space, they do tend to fill up quite often. But we do our best to, if we can't help with housing, to provide them with other resources that can help in that area. Mm-hmm.
Where's other questions over here? Because we're staying here till 1 o'clock.
I don't mind. This is great.
Okay, Steve?
First got involved a long time ago when my kids were small, teaching soccer as a coach through the Y. But are you guys seeing a big uptick with the World Cup and interest in soccer and more classes? Or
I actually talked with our sports director at our scholarship celebration last week. We are definitely getting an uptick. We are competing with a lot of club soccer. So the big very, very structured organizations. Those tend to cost a lot of money for students to attend. They're very competitive, which is great. They're very focused on skill development and the big wins. The main goal at not just soccer, but all of our sports department is to develop a love and appreciation for the sport. My daughter attended the YMCA for her first soccer team. She was 4, I think. She was when she listened to me and loved me back then. And then she moved into the COIO so she could be a part of our church soccer team. And eventually she'll be going into school as well. I think her having that love for the game helps her get through the struggle of losing sometimes, the struggle with developing skills. And I think that's where we really shine. And it's also a place where anybody can play. Just like our membership, those scholarships, if you can't afford that sign-up fee or the jersey fee for the YMCA, it's not going to stop you from participating. We will help you out and we'll be able to take care of that.
Yeah, that's absolutely great.
I recently met a gentleman in the parking lot of Walmart. He was there with a suitcase and his dog. And he said that he stayed at the YMCA Monday through Friday, but that he had to leave over the weekend. Do you have homeless shelters? I mean, where people can come in and pay nightly and stay?
We don't have any place where we could provide shelter for like a fee. Again, our partnership with Haven for Hope, he may have been able to stay at Haven for Hope for that time. I know that they do have additional partners that if they don't have the occupancy to take somebody in, he could be at one of those other locations, but they're probably owned or operated by different organizations. But he may have gone through us to get that assistance. Yeah.
Where is the nearest YMCA from where we live here?
I'm so happy you asked because I've been talking to this table about that. So our office is actually housed out of the Walsham Family YMCA. It's about 5 minutes away off of Walsham Road. And it's one of our facilities that the Active Older Adults program is just booming right now. In the past year, we purchased an e-gym for that location. It's really, really great because you put on an electric band around your wrist and you scan into every machine and you can do bench press, but you can do like the shoulder press, you can do leg presses. There's a wide variety and the machines will automatically adjust the weight or the tension for you. There's no free weights that you have to pick up or that you could drop or just that could have to get cleaned. It's all very streamlined and it makes that exercise a lot easier. I highly recommend, I know they told me you have a great facility here. I get it. But if you want to get out and see we serve the whole San Antonio community. And even though you have your own facility, you're still part of the community we want to serve. If you want to stop by, have a tour of that facility and maybe try out the e-gym, we're here to do that for you. Oh my gosh. So our Thousand Oaks branch has 14 pickleball courts as well as tennis courts. We just took over the adaptive sports at Morgan's Wonderland, and I believe they have 10 courts there.
I think it's like 11 pickleball and 5 tennis.
It's blowing up.
Courts in the pickleball
Yeah.
court at higher demand.
We even at the Walsham branch, there's not a lot of basketball playing happening at that location. It's got a beautiful court, but they convert that basketball court into 2 pickleball courts, 3 pickleball courts, and those active older adults who play pickleball do not get in their way. They are bloodthirsty. And so they've tried to tell me like I can't do certain things. And I was like, I'm sorry. I thought I worked here. So, but it's really big right now. So we have pickleball courts popping up everywhere. Yeah.
What is your fee schedule for joining the Y?
The schedule?
The fee.
The fee. So for a single, I'm trying to think, for an individual membership, and I hate to say this, I believe it's around 25, something like that.
Depending on which branch you will visit, there may be.
Will be the second. Now it is.
Mhm. Depending on which branch you choose to visit the most or get started at, there may be a little different pricing depending on the community and the amenities offered at that spot. But A family is less than $50 a month.
year?
A month,
A
less
month.
than 50 a month for a family. For an individual, an older adult, yeah, at the Walsum, I mean, I think it's like $25 a month or something. It's very affordable, especially if you get signed up at the Walsum.
We don't have any older adults here, so do you have the
No,
children?
I didn't see. I was about to say, talk about,
teen pricing.
yeah, we do have military discounts as well.
Well, good.
Wink.
Speaking of the price of membership, do you get any financial support in other areas, like from the city, for example?
So we do receive other financial support, not always from the city of San Antonio, but from partners and other organizations within. I don't know if you want to go into the grant that you were a part of.
Yes, so specifically for senior services, we have a whole grants department, but some of the things have been established for a while, and luckily we do well enough with our programming that we are fortunate enough to keep the funding going year after year. But the Humana Foundation is a huge resource for us in supporting of senior programming. We do have something with the city, just escaped my mind, like ACOG is a support in specifically social connectedness. So they help support our ability to actually make calls and personally connect with people, or have those personal conversations with people in our facility. But yes, there's different focus points for different foundations or organizations that would touch different departments within the Y. So youth development, we may share, the city may help both our departments, but there may be other things that connect with youth development and maybe not with the senior programming. But we do get a lot of support and funding from different sources. We're looking, we look and seek grants because we always want to do more.
She didn't mention it. She was just awarded, her and her team are awarded over $1 million from a grant.
For 3 years.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, well, don't anybody go anywhere. There's a couple of things. First of all, I was neglected to introduce somebody here. Beth Connolly. She's a brand new board of directors, non-resident.
Hi, Beth.
We're glad to have you, Beth. Thank you so much. And thank you. We really appreciate your service. Okay, Audrey brought us something. I think.
$1 million. No, just kidding.
Okay, we're going to draw for that $1 million. Let's hold this up here.
Okay. It's a little goodie basket. I mean, we all like goodie basket.
A goodie basket. So Barb came up with a plan of how to select somebody. So we had a list of everybody that's here and numerical in order with number assigned to your name. And so she's going to pick a number between 1 and 130. If it's a resident, I win. No, if it's a resident on our team, that doesn't count. And if it's a staff member, that doesn't count. So pick a favorite between 1 and 130.
I'm going to pick 80.
Okay, Barb.
What a great year.
Polly, where are you, Polly? She's all the way over in the corner over there. Hey, Polly. Yeah, that was good. Thank you. Oh. And then I've got something, if I can find it in my pocket. Yes. I have a challenge coin from the ARC to you guys. We really appreciate you all coming. It's really been a pleasure. I gave them a copy of the Eagle magazine with the article on the back page. But thank you so much, sir. We appreciate it.
thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for having us.
All right. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You're so sweet.